Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina and today I am telling you my TBR for the Avengers Initiative Readathon Challenge, at least the first 7 character boards that were revealed for January. I will include future boards in future TBRs, the normal monthly TBRs. Okay, so the first board we'll look at is the Captain America board. And for read a book with stars on the cover, I'm going to read When the Moon Was Ours by Anne-Marie McLemore. For strong friendships, as well as takes place in New York, Washington, or Germany, I will be rereading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I started reading these years ago, decade ago, or whatever it was, and I really enjoyed them. I loved the whole world, Shadowhunters, but then I stopped reading for a while, and I don't even know where I left off. I'm pretty sure I finished the first trilogy, or the first Mortal Instrument series, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just going to start over from the beginning, because why not? For read a book about an underdog, as well as the theme of sacrifice and a character thrust into leadership, I am going to be reading Red Rising by Pierce Brown. For read a book set in the 20th century, I will be reading The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. For a nonfiction book about a historically relevant era or event, I am currently reading The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. And not all of these books and boards will get complete in January. The only books off of this board that will be read this month, hopefully, is Red Rising and Warmth of the Other Sun. And hopefully maybe the rest will get read in February. The next board we can look at is Hawkeye. For Hawkeye, the prompt about a platonic friendship and found family, I'm reading the sequel to Serafina, Shadow Scale by Rachel Hartman. For Arrow on the cover, this was a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. For a revenge book, I'll be reading Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. For a purple book, I will read The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Janata Petrus, which I'm super excited about. A comic book, I'll be reading Smile by Raina Telgemeier, which is right now my daughter's current favorite book, so I promised. For a character who is deaf or hard of hearing, I've found Soundless by Rochelle Mead, which sounds interesting, so I'll give that a try. For the Hulk board, for a big book as well as a book about transformation, I am currently reading Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. For an insecure character, an expert genius, I'm reading Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. For green on the cover, I actually just finished The Switch by Beth O'Leary. For Explorers, Friendship, and Science, I read The Girl in the Clockwork Collar by Katie Cross. For a comfort book, I picked one of the Bridgerton books by Julia Quinn. It's In His Kiss. I believe that one was the 7th book. And the last one will make you angry, and I've heard a lot of people say this. I'm reading Queenie by Candace Carty-Williams. For Iron Man, the character and STEM prompt, as well as focuses on invention, I'm going with our group read for February, and that is Slay by Whitney Morris. For paternal father figure, as well as metallic or gold cover, I am reading Star Daughter by Shweta Thakrar. A character who has PTSD prompt, I'm reading A Girl Like Her by Talia Hibbert. For a resourceful character and features survival, I am rereading Ready Player One, so I can finally read Ready Player Two, which I received for Christmas. And the last prompt on this board will help you grow or accomplishes a personal grow. I picked one of my nonfiction book lists, and that's Don't Overthink It by Anne Bogle. One of my smallest filled cards so far, which I will I will need help with. So any suggestions you have, leave it down below, or if any of the books that are currently on here, on this card that you've read that might fit, or if Slay would fit any of these, that would work too, since that's the group book for February. So for an adult book, I am reading Bloodbound by Kaylin Ryriel. For a visually impaired character, I'm going with Lumberjanes by... Oh, who is the author? So it looks like Lumberjanes is done by... I just saw you. Oh, come on. Actually, it looks like it has a few authors. Noelle Stevenson, Shannon Waters, and Grace Ellis. And the illustrator, I believe, is Brooklyn Allen. For BIPOC author and cat on the cover, I'm going to finally read Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. But as you see here, I currently do not have a book for an unlikely team, spy novel or thriller, mysterious character, and has an older protagonist in relation to your usual reading material. I am 39. I read young adult books, middle grade, so an older protagonist would have to be like probably over 50, over 60 range of that's not in my usual reading material. So if you have any suggestions for any of those prompts, please let me know. I'd be so grateful. And for Thor, for the About Mythology and a character trying to prove themselves, I will be reading Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse, which is the sequel to Trail of Lightning. Set in Another World prompt, I read In an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire, which is part of the Wayward Children series. About Nobility or Royalty, I get to finally read my wonderful copy of How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. For siblings, I'll be reading The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Vikings book, I found Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. Discusses depression, and if this is wrong, let me know. I know it deals with mental health, and the blurb mentioned suicide, so I'm assuming it discusses depression, and that's The Astonishing Color of After by Emily Pan? I can't read it, it's too small. The only prompt unfulfilled so far on this board is set in a small town, which probably will be easy. I'm sure one of the books, maybe one of the books on this board will fit that prompt as well. Otherwise, I'll find some small town romance, or I can use one of the powers. I know that there's Hulk can smash a row off another character's board. Hawkeye would let me take a book from this to complete 2 other prompts. Oh, I did forget to mention for Hawkeye, I also don't have an underhyped or forgotten book technically, but I'm sure one of these books could be considered underhyped or forgotten, but I've only been on booktube for like a year. So, and some of these I feel might be a little older. So I guess they could be called forgotten because I don't think I've heard anybody mention We Hunt the Flames, Scavenge the Stars, or Soundless, so, or Shadow Scale for that matter. So for the last board, I believe I got them all. For Black Widow, a translated work, I am reading Moonstone, The Boy Who Never Was by Sean. This is a book set in Iceland by an Icelandic author. I'll be reading Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas for the prompts Someone Trying to Escape Their Past, about an assassin, about female empowerment, and with a character who has a secret identity. So that's a fantastic board. For the Set in Eastern Europe prompt, I read The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. For a black cover, I am going to be reading On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. And for Redemption Arc, hopefully this will be I believe this is correct, Poison or Protect by Gail Carriger. And that will be it. I might be able to ignore some of those other prompts if I actually read all of these in a timely manner. But let me know if I know it was a lot of books, if you've read any of these, if I've got something wrong, it won't count for that prompt, let me know sooner rather than later so I don't read it. I mean, I'll probably read everything on these at some point anyway, but you know what I mean. So thank you again for watching. Let me know if you're also participating in the Avengers Initiative reading challenge this year. And I mean, you don't have to tell me everything you're reading. Maybe let me know which superhero you're trying to go for first, or which superhero has the best power. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment below. Bye!